Welcome back, everyone, once again to the Real Double Dose channel. This is your host, Lex, coming to you straight from the heart where the talk is real and the vibe is live. I don't know if we'll ever change that right now, but I love the way it's going. For any show requests, feedback, or anything you can think of under the sun that you want to shoot out to us or just say, go to Real Double Dose channel at yandex.com. That's yandex.com. And as well as go check out our blog spot at realdoubledosechannel.blogspot.com. We do have a realdoubledosechannel.com as well as at Real Double Dose channel for Instagram and RDDC Lex Team / obviously Facebook and different other platforms as well. But you can find us on Spreaker, TuneIn, Stitcher Radio, iHeartRadio, iTunes, SoundCloud, and much more. Spotify, Blueberry, different ones like that. I try to go through the list, but you know what I mean. But at the blog spot at realdoubledosechannel.blogspot.com for now, and it has been for a while, you can find out wonderful insights, pages, and so much more, and scroll down to the bottom of that blog, and you can have the About Me section and different things like that, and the links to our books and wonderful things out there. And thank you for our featured sponsors of our launch coming, or their launch coming. We're all going to launch together, I guess. That is GiveMeAllThat.com. That is www.givemeallthat.com. Wonderful swag, and it's basically the bomb prices for stuff to make you look like you are walking down your own runway for your own styles, and a little bit of this and a little bit of that. And also we do Brandy Solutions. Thank you for your support as well, and all those out there who continue to listen, who continue to show us support. And we've definitely had a very high spike, really high spike on people just completely going lovingly RDDC family and crazy, downloading the episodes, and we love you even 20,000 million times more than we do already. But that was a lot of love, and we appreciate that. When we saw those statistics go out the crazy roof, which we don't gravitate towards all the time because it's who's really listening, it made our hearts shine. So I just want to put that out there and let you guys know we see you, and we know you hear us, and we can't wait to hit the YouTube platform. I know everyone's waiting for that, and it's rolling out. It's been my fear of different things as well, but it is okay. I mean, whether one subscriber comes or one or two plays, it is what it is. We're just going to test it out, see what happens. Either way, we're going to have a different thing with hearts.org coming on, and so much more, and interviews going in different places. We'll also post those links up. But let's get into the show. We've been drawing it out, but I wanted to catch you up on some things. It's not all about just certain things. I just want to get it. But this is hashtag no guidance. Yes, hashtag no guidance. And I'm feeling the songs. The inspirational songs of what's going on with Drake and Chris Brown and all them. Hashtag you guys are awesome. But I'm just saying, I've been bumping that song for a while, but at the same time it made sense to me, and you get where I'm coming from. This is hashtag no guidance, and it's also hyphenated with going to hashtag Perfections Reflections. You see what I mean? So it's going to be a long name in there, but at the same time it's going to be hitting the basis of why it is called this. But it's hashtag no guidance, and this is actually an episode that was I think it was a clip, maybe 3 minutes, I'm not sure, maybe 6 minutes, but there was this wonderful guy, I believe his name is Adam Rowe, ROA, but he had came out to say this wonderful, prolific kind of poem, but real deep. It was on Goldcast. And if you haven't checked them out, go check out their page, Goldcast. I'm pretty sure it's goldcast.com, maybe .net, I'm not sure. But they have some wonderful, cool things up there. And when I get the time to actually sit there and listen for 6 minutes, it's good to actually hear something that really makes sense. I mean, he hit it on the mark. Yes, hashtag Adam Rowe, you did it. But this is also combining with that. And it's what we've been speaking about for a long time. No matter how we rap it, no matter how we do it, it's definitely going to be the message that should be out there for all of us. Now, hashtag no guidance. What I mean and what we mean from RDC is basically loving who we desire to be and accepting that we are our true love. And I looked at this, and a lot of people, they get to this cliche where they're like, oh, okay, the spirit of intuition, the things that happen out there, maybe it's this way, maybe it's that way, and maybe it's kumbaya kind of thing. And people still want to throw it out there, even though we've been detached from it from so many generations going forward. Not all of us, but a lot of big majority wants to ignore the realities of what's going on. I don't get into deep politics and stuff like that. I do monitor and watch what's going on, and I have my own inner thoughts, but I don't put a lot of energy into giving those thoughts thoughts, any more thoughts than they need, because at the end of the day, everything works out for a reason and everything has its perfect season. So when I say hashtag no guidance, going off the back of what Adam said, Mr. Rowe or Ra, I can't pronounce it right, I'm sorry if I'm doing it wrong, but piggybacking off of that and piggybacking off of the wonderful people I've got a chance to speak to this week, it definitely, and the weeks, that have happened, it definitely struck a chord, and I'm like, man, you got to go hear it. I'm going to see if I can find that link. If not, just go check that out, and it's basically how to find the perfect relationship. I think that's what it's called, but going off of that is definitely a message that needs to be spread even more. I can share it all day to the Facebook page. I can share it all this to here, but this is what this platform is for too, sharing things to enlighten and enhance who we are and what we're doing. So to say that and to say all of this is hashtag no guidance. What are we saying for the message of what we do? Now, first, when I heard it, I thought, oh man, where's he going with this? How do you find the perfect relationship? Like, I have my own, I know. But at the same time, 5 years down the line, it doesn't seem that perfect, right? And I mean, as far as it should be a lot better than what it is right now. But we all have our little things going on. Different relationships, different things, different faces. Also, I got a little surprise I'm going to tell you. I hope I can remember by the end of the show. But I just want to say, what is the perfect relationship? Now, we would think to cut that up and chop it up and say, oh, the perfect relationship would be, in this perspective, I asked one of my friends, and, Shawnee had some things to say, like, oh, I want a guy with this bankroll, I want a guy like this, he has to be cut like this, he has to smell good in bed, he has to wake up at this time, he has to have this $100,000 a year, so forth. That's another friend, oh, just a loving guy, just wants someone to cuddle me and be with me. That's another friend. Different people, different places, different roles of life. But the perfect relationship is what we've been saying from the beginning. The perfect relationship is being with the one that made you even have the brains, or us to have the thought of actually knowing what a perfect relationship is. The perfect relationship is that of which is with ourselves. Yes, you knew it was coming. Come on, come on. Boom. Let's put it out there. The perfect relationship is with ourselves. Now, in his wonderful poetry of what he was saying, I'm going to see if I can actually, I'm going to actually post that on the blog once we get done with the show, so you can check it out yourself. So go to realwchannel.blogspot.com and check out that Goldcast episode. And it's amazing. I'm hoping I can find it on there, but I'm going to do my best to have Anthony and I, or Sheila, or Angie and I put that up so you can check it out on the Goldcast or our Blogspot, so you can find it a little bit more easier if you can't find it yourself. But it's a little deeper than what he does. But you hear what I'm saying. So I'm just saying, not to get it all confused and misconstrued. I just thought about that right now. I'm like, we could just put that on the blog. Anthony gave me a little thumbs up. I didn't think about that little message he finally gave to me. But what I will say is, knowing that we're expecting these things of ourselves. I asked some of my friends, the ones who like, and there's nothing wrong with it. We all, in our own ways, our own genders, whatever, gender that we're fall under, we all want someone to take care of us in some kind of way. The way we want to be treated, right? Do unto others, you would have them do unto you. That is very true in its own statement. But are we doing to ourselves what we want to do, have others do unto us? Because if I start looking at it, we wouldn't go through half of these problems we have right now if we actually went through the fact and the part of having our own relationship with ourselves and our own guidelines and our own stipulations on what we will accept and what we won't accept. If we put that into place, into practice, we wouldn't let anything else come in treating us any other way. But some of us get to the lonely parts and to the, well, maybe I'll never have kids, or maybe I won't find that one, and maybe they're just right, and maybe they have so many problems. And it's okay to work through those things and get those things to where they should be, but it's not okay to accept anything less than what we are and who we are and who we're meant to be. If those things get contradicted, there's always a way to leave that situation or find out how. And nowadays, there's always a way to know something. So I will say, when it comes down to hashtag no guidance, we don't. When we look at the magazines, like Adam was saying, when we look at different things going on, telling us how to look. Now, there's nothing wrong with putting a little makeup on. Okay, I did a little photo with a wonderful, very famous, highly respected person, especially in my book. And my makeup was looking a little crazy. I'll post that up later, but it was hot. I was moving around, probably doing maybe a good 2-3 miles worth of steps that morning, and it was just the other day. And at the same time, I still was appreciative of what happened. But there's nothing wrong with covering blemishes. There's nothing wrong with putting some cool exotic makeup on to feel a little extra. But we need to understand that extra we're putting on is just for us to have fun with, not because we need to have that in order for us to actually be extra. We are our own version of what we want. And I remember hashtag Lizzo had said something about it. It was like a few weeks ago. She had said people try to be like her. And I had mentioned in the other episode, don't try to be like me, be like yourself, be the best version of you, which we all been hearing. It's not cliche. But at the same time, she got tired of not seeing someone like her out there. So a lot of us hold back our dreams. A lot of us hold things back to where we're sitting there saying, well, maybe someone like us doesn't want to go. Maybe someone like us would not be looked at. Maybe someone like us, and I have this problem a lot. Yes, RDZ family, and I have it a lot, where I'm thinking, man, well, maybe I just don't look right that day. Maybe someone, just one person, a figment of my imagination, is for course of the time, has some thought about how my hair looks that day. We just think so deeply, we don't care what people say, but actually we do. Deep down inside, we do. Otherwise, we put our feet up at the table of any restaurant, take our socks off, open up a book and relax and just chill back. There's a way that we've been structured to be, and there's a way that's really not the politest to be. But I will say, when it comes down to hashtag no guidance, that's what it is. No guidance from the world. We're supposed to help ourselves. And everything's about, as he was saying, piggybacking off of Adam, and I've been saying too, everything's about selling something quick, doing something. That's why when you hear me have my intro on here, it's about, hey, where you can find us, where you can listen in. We do have sponsors and different things like that, but of course you have to make money go around for things that happen. But the soliciting part has not been barricaded over these last few years to be, hey, hear what's going on to buy 17 items and come over here and listen to why you should only invest in the items that are going to do you right. That kind of thing. And no hashtag shade to them, but I just had to put it out there for what it is, the real double dose. That's all there is to it. So, well, we got the foundation of that. But I'm just saying, no matter where you look at it, hashtag no guidance means no guidance at all. And you think about everything has some kind of guidebook. The Bible was put here on earth. Different people go to Buddhism. Different people go to their walks of life, to the Zen, the Native American life, the Spanish lifestyle, the Catholic lifestyle, the Baptist, Protestant, whatever it might be that you are going for. That's your own personal preference and your own following. 7-Day Adventistry life, anything. It just comes down to, we have a guidance. When we drive down the street, there's a stop sign, stop lights, and all that is directing us, because otherwise people would just they still get some odd ones out there do what they don't listen to the signs, but at the same time, for the most part, we know when to go and to stop. Now, life is not meant to be like that for us, but we have no guidance when it comes down to accepting and knowing our beauty. And more people are coming out the works, not a whole lot. Of course, the world's going to try to suppress what they've tried to make us believe that beauty is, and what freedom is, and what the world wants. But we're exactly what we want. We're perfect. We're perfect. We're perfections. Hashtag perfections reflections within ourselves. I mean, how could it not be? Everything that we're wishing and hoping for is someone. If we're looking at a reflection of, man, what do we want for ourselves? We obviously see what we're desiring in another person for the perfect relationship to be within ourselves already in order to manifest that thought form anyway, right? Right. So what I'm saying is we're already looking for ourselves. And we don't have to have someone in a perfectionism of what we believe we should be, and they have to be, but looking for the fact that we are that best friend, we are that person. Because when you do find true love within yourself, there's no other love that will come true before you except the one that created you, who is within you. And yourself, the self is very, 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 very big. And even though we've been taught out here by society and different behaviors that we're just as little minuscule people and slaves to the world in the matrix, which a lot of us are in a deeper matrix, unfortunately. Hopefully these shows can help and enlighten those matrix where your mind is completely captivated and being robotic into moving and being impulsive and deeply influenced by anything that just crosses your path. Seek the truth, know the truth, and the truth will always set you free and find you. But I will say hashtag no guidance comes down to, are we definitely getting to no guidance point? Are we telling someone, well, it's okay, it's all right, let's go on the next fad, let's You should look better. You should wear these kind of pants. It makes you look smaller. It makes you look prettier. You should wear your hair this way. Well, why? Why should I wear my hair this way? Why can't I wear my hair this way? Why can't I dress this way? Why can't I have my own expression of who I am and still be beautiful from what I believe that I am and I know? Why can't I be in a wheelchair and be amazing? Why can't I not have a certain kind of amount of limbs to be considered normal? Why do I have to have a brain functionality that works like that? My nephew has autism. He's the most smartest young man I ever know in my life. We don't have to fit into the bubble of what someone else's perfections, reflections are, because they have hashtag no guidance. The guidance is knowing. You gain the guidance by knowing exactly what your reflection is. Nothing wrong with looking at anything and saying, I aspire to be more, or this person inspires me to do this and do that, my aspirations. Because as more people come out and be free and want to become themselves and want to have the world say, this is who I am, accept it or not, but I'm still going to be out here, whether a million spotlights are on me or one. That right there is all the guidance you need to know, not just being what you think the world wants. Now, let me give you a story real quick let me just give you another story. Now, a couple days ago, we had a ratchetness, hashtag RDC ratchetness, he was. And it's, a little punk, I will say. It's about... It doesn't matter. He was 20-something years old. But he acted like a 15-year-old having tantrums. Now, I believe it was drug abuse or something going on. And typically, I would see the kid as a little brother type figure. But this guy decided to go a little left field and run his mouth and be a little too pretentious, okay? Disrespectful, crazy. I shrugged it off. I tried to push it off. And then finally, I gave him a dose of his own medicine. And I told him what it was. So... ultimately, he was like, oh, wow, yeah, I had something to say back. You're not going to push me in a corner, because I'm not just saying I'm a boss. I know I am one. That's what I am. That's what I was born to be. That's who I will forever be, because that's how I hold myself with the own guidance that I have. But he had hashtag no guidance, because if he realized how much of a way I've been kind of like, making sure I look out for him, because he's been reckless and doing things that he shouldn't be doing at work, it's like he would realize he has hashtag no guidance. His guidance level, and unfortunately, a lot of people go on that, even though they know the way to a certain point and know how to correct themselves, they still want to fit into the bubble of what they think the mainstream media is. Driving in a hot car with music blasting, getting high, rock and roll style, a rap, R&B, whatever, and just being a jerk to everyone and having an attitude. Every day you wake up, you're mad. You don't even know why you're mad. That's the most insane thing I've ever seen in my life. You're angry, and sometimes it's okay. I get like that, man, I'm irritated, but why? Right? I try to figure that out. I'm actually thinking about the thought form of thinking. But some people just think that's a whole swagger, a whole get up, a whole trend they're doing, and they just make themselves look completely ridiculous. So his hashtag no guidance is being something that he's not, because if he knew how to be it, he wouldn't have to be a jerk to try to be it, and having no guidance into understanding who he is and wasting away more time. It's not the point of going to college and paying $75,000 a year. It's not the point of doing that, but at least pay it forward to do something better with your life than trying to fit into a bubble where it only gets you in trouble. Yes. So at the end of the day, karma is going to catch up to him in his own way, and I hope it gives him a little smack instead of a big one. But it comes down to that, hashtag no guidance. My guidance was to leave the situation after I cooled down and just say, you know what, I'm going to just relax and go home, because there was no reason why a person so highly evolved within themselves and who loves those enough to sacrifice everything within themselves has to deal with someone who doesn't even know themselves. So, yes, you heard me say it. So I just want to put that out there when it says hashtag no guidance. It's not the point of being a coward to walk away. It's not the point of, okay, well, I can throw my whole makeup stash away. It's not the point of, okay, well, maybe I should throw this away. It's just the point of getting to know you so you can have the perfect relationship with yourself, knowing that you're beautified. Beyond that, your version of beauty and your hashtag perfections reflections are exactly that. Unanimously awesome, amazingly astounding, beautifully written in the history of all that is. We ask why this happened to us, or why didn't this happen to us, or how did this come to be, but we're all strategically put here in this life form. There's one matrix that was put here to be the game of life, for us to play it out and to believe and have faith and what gave us this life to begin with. And there's another lower matrix that was put here by those trying to control society. Those who are trying to make us and manipulate us into suicides happening every day because people are so detached from loving who they are and being in love with who they are that they just leave all this chaos behind because they fail to some level to attach themselves to all that is that loves them, that lives inside them. Hashtag no guidance means you're living blind and you think you can see. And you need to see so you won't be blind. That's what hashtag no guidance is. A lot of people do that. They always want a status. They always want to walk around with the purse and always want to look like they're okay. And I'm not saying to walk around like you're mopey, like you don't have anything to be happy for, but have some direction on where you're going. Make sure you pay it forward in a different way to where you can give someone some guidance. Let them be taught a lesson or tell someone your story so they can know to have that guidance in a world with hashtag no guidance. So I'll just put that out there. Last but not least, I did get a chance to speak with and hang out with for about roughly a good 20 minutes or so, Mr. hashtag Ernie Hudson. Yes, I did. We got a little picture together. I was downtown. Like I said, I was looking a hot mess. If you don't know who Ernie Hudson is, you need to find your facts. He's been in the game for at least 50 years. Wonderful man. He's about 73 now, but he looks like a freaking amazing, wonderful person. He's the Mr. Infamous Ernie Hudson from Ghostbusters. Yes, the original Ghostbusters. And he's been in multiple, I don't even know the magnitude of screenplays, writings, and movies and sitcoms still to this day. And we had a good conversation about what's about to happen and the things that are going to unfold with the book that I have releasing and so much more. I'll post that photo up, but I just wanted to put that out there as a memo. But hashtag no guidance, perfections, reflections. Remember who you are. And if you don't know who you are, start discovering who you are. Start spending time to know you are the perfect relationship, because once you get that relationship established, not embellishment or arrogance or conceitedness to the point where you have everything blocked off and you're in some other bubble that's in trouble, but to the point of you know what you want, why you want it, and you need it. But more importantly, you need that connection with established with all that is and all that's within you and all that ever will be of creation. Then understanding what created you to know what you want to have created within another relationship outside of yourself. Once you get to know yourself and understand you are the perfect relationship and all that is waiting for you coming your way once you attract that from establishing that with yourself. So this is your host Lex. This has been a wonderful episode. I love you guys. You're amazing. Stay tuned, stay up, be the change, feel the passion, embrace the power of the spirit. We'll be back with you. Check us out at realdoubledosechannel.blogspot.com and that Goldcast episode we were talking about, and as well as Real Double Dose Channel at yandex.com for any inquiries or anything you want to say. And we will have some cool cups and apparels and giveaways and our vacation package coming up. That is going to be amazing. So stay tuned, stay blessed, and we'll be back with you very, very soon.